Good morning, students and faculty of Lynbrook University. As you know, each week you're required to watch an episode of Everybody Loves Raymond. This week's episode is Season 4, Episode 14, Prodigal Son. Frank tells Allie that Ray is going to hell because he doesn't go to church. Feeling guilty about Frank being a good religious role model, Ray decides to be a regular parishioner. Also, Mass in the Father Hubley Chapel is moving to Tuesdays to provide overflow seating for the backyard-style wrestling matches being held every Sunday morning in the quad. Come on down as the Reverend Dr. Joshua Bonecrusher Jackson takes on Motherfucker Superior in the cage match from hell. Tickets will be available during communion, must be received on tongue.
Mike, you almost ready?
Yeah, I'm almost done. I just gotta get my outfit on.
Yeah, no, I beat too. I just got dressed. Oh, good morning, Adam.
Yeah, guys, can you keep it down, please? I'm trying to work. This big paper is due tomorrow, and I just have to. Okay.
Well, Adam, you can work on that after brunch, right?
No, I'm not going. I'm not going to the brunch, so I'm just gonna be plowing straight through.
Adam, come on here. Are you freaking kidding me?
Mike, I don't tell you how to do your job.
Yeah, because I do it right. You,
Adam
on the other hand,
go to brunch.
Yeah, we gotta do. Adam, this is a limited time bottomless mimosa drag brunch that is being held at the mess hall. This is only going on for the next 4 weeks. You gotta take advantage of it.
Don't make us drag you to drag brunch.
That's what they said 4 weeks ago. They said, we're only going to do it for 4 more weeks, and then surprise, renewed for another 4 weeks. Like, I mean, come on. Like, we get it. You know, I don't need to go. I've been, I don't need to go again.
You can.
Yeah, but when's the last time you actually went?
8 weeks ago. I think it's great that you guys go to this every week, and you know, I hope you have a lot of fun. But like, I'm good. I've had the experience. You know, I'm a good person. Okay, like I watch RuPaul's Drag Race. I watch RuPaul's Drag Race.
2 chances he couldn't even say it.
The Mad Max theme this season of the drag performers is a little weird for me.
It is strange how they've taken it on sort of the road in the outback.
Yeah.
I agree. But no, I mean, I don't need to go to this. Okay, I do my part. Now, excuse me, I'm doing very deep research. Harry S. Truman, astrological sign. I'm doing horoscopes for each of the presidents.
Okay, fine. That's cool.
It's for my American history class.
Lincoln's a Capricorn, right?
Oh, Capricorn? Oof, that's not going to end well for him. Okay. You will be shot in the head.
Wow. That was accurate.
Wow, that really was on the nose there, huh?
Yeah, well, hey, that's the stars. But listen, I really got to get through. I'm only on Lincoln. I jumped ahead to Truman just to sort of get
you were
things.
looking at Truman a second ago. Yeah,
it's hard to do. Like, I mean, Ulysses S. Grant and shit. Like the slog of the Gilded Age is something I'm really trying to avoid.
Grant is clearly, I don't know. Grant's a Gemini through and through.
Let's just go, Mike. Yeah. You still have one friend who supports brunch.
Yeah, Adam. I just listen.
You guys are not involved in the brunch. You just go to it.
It's a community thing, dude. Like, how are we gonna? Kyle and the boys come every single week to drag brunch. I made so many friends. Yeah,
and boys.
And the boys.
Well, the boys are nice, but Kyle, really? Guy's
Kyle's
kind of
a dude.
No pun intended.
Kyle.
No pun intended. That guy is kind of a drag. I mean, you got to be honest.
No,
that pun was clearly intended.
It was not. There's no other way for me to say that. He he drains you. Like at least me. Like I just hate being around that guy.
I love Kyle, and I see.
Okay, calm down.
Is this
I know you're
a personal vendetta?
I know you're upset that I'm not coming. You don't have to take the exact opposite position of everything that I'm saying.
Well, nothing you're saying is correct.
Kyle, you think Kyle, who's an he's a double major in accounting and accounting, you think he's energizing to be around?
You're damn right he is. His passion for counting is invigorating.
Mike.
Oh yeah, I
stop
misspoke. He's a
making-
double major in accounting and counting. So he's and I mean, you sit across from him and he's just been going ever since freshman year. He's only up to like 53,827 or something. But
He loses track.
it's so hard to
He
keep a
loses
conversation
track.
going with him though.
It's so easy. It's
Mike,
so easy. You just
Let's
jump
go
in.
before I turn against
You know what?
you.
Leave me alone. Go do your thing. Andrew Johnson, star sign.
I know it's Adam's choice, but it's just like, how is he going to become a memorable part of the college community? How is he going to make a legacy if he won't even go to the fun events that they're having here?
Mike, I'm with you, man. But, we can't drag him there.
You sure?
Legally. Yes.
Fucking law gets in the way all the time. All right.
Welcome to Drag Brunch. Good to see you both again. Hi.
Hey, it's good to see you.
It's
Hey,
me,
Melissa.
Misty. Oh, well, I'm going by Misty now.
Oh, sorry.
I know during the week I'm Melissa, but
New persona?
new persona.
Nice.
Hey.
Love
We
that
try
game.
to mix it up. We got renewed for another 4 weeks. We thought, why not reboot it a little?
I
So,
love it.
roller skates, as you can see. What do you think?
That's pretty sick. That's pretty awesome.
Thanks. Mike, you are always so positive whenever you come in here. You really
You're an
are part
artist.
of the community, Mike. We really
That means so much to me, Misty. You're stellar. It's like nothing I've ever seen before.
Thanks, Mike. You're sweet. And also, hi, Alex. Good to see you as well.
So, Misty,
Come
Mike,
with me.
why don't you get started? I'll get some lunch.
I'll take
or
care of the
brunch.
first 3 mimosas on us. Yeah, no problem.
Mike, we've got the special section all reserved for you. Our VIP.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you. I'm stoked.
Camera
honestly.
follows Mike and Misty through the dining hall at Limbrook University, which, normally is kind of a dour place. It's very think Ivy League, gables and Tudor accoutrement, very Dead Poets Society or The Holdovers, really, which, great film from this past awards season. Camera follows Mike and Misty as she roller skates through the hall. We pass, it's drag brunch. It's fun. People are singing, people are handing out mimosas to a beautiful booth with velvet upholstery and 2 stanchions and a velvet rope in front of it. She unhooks it, and Mike glides into the seat like a king. There you go, Mike. I'll be right back with your mimosas.
Thank you very much. Like puts on the drag king crown that is right behind him.
Alex sits on the very obvious other side of the velvet rope that separates Mike from everyone else.
I don't get why Adam doesn't like coming here. I really don't.
Mike, I'm starting to figure it out.
Here you go, Mike. Here's your mimosa. And of course, I had to bring out the gold platter for our king. There
Aw,
you go.
Thank you so much.
And Alex, just open your mouth and I'll ladle some oatmeal in there.
Oh, actually, I don't like. Oh,
All right. I'll be right back with your Eggs Benedict, Mike.
This drag punch is awesome.
Rutherford B. Hayes, star sign. Racist. It's that AI overview. Google Rutherford B. Hayes, star sign, minus
Mike,
AI.
Mike, you in here? It's me, Kyle.
Oh, fucking God.
Where are you, Mike?
Just gonna be
You ready
really
to go to
quiet
drag
and
brunch?
pretend that nobody's in here.
Hey, Mike.
Oh, but I can't stop writing on my typewriter about Rutherford B. Hayes.
Mike, I hear your typewriter.
God damn it.
Hello?
Hey, Kyle.
Oh, Aaron, what's up, man?
It's Adam, actually.
Right, of course. How you doing, Aaron?
Okay, it feels like you're doing that on purpose. What
No,
what is
no,
it that
no,
you want? I'm
I'm
really busy. I'm writing
I'm just
a
yanking
American
your
history
chain,
paper.
man. Where's Mike? We're gonna go be drag kings if you know what I mean.
I do know what you mean. But he already left. He and Alex went like 45 minutes
sweet.
ago.
You
Should really work
my
on your
good friend.
punctuality, Kyle.
I don't know the meaning of the word. You know, man, Mike and we've been looking for a third to join us behind the lap of luxury, if you know what I mean.
You could mean one of two things, one of which I think is more likely than the other, which is that you want me to come to drag brunch with you, like Mike does, like Alex does. The other is that you and Mike are a couple and you're looking to add a third partner to your relationship, which...
Well, let's see how the drag brunch goes first.
Okay. I knew it. You're pretty obvious, Kyle. I know that you've always been.
No.
I've seen you checking me out. But look, I may just be a college student living in a dorm room, but I'm still married. So,
look, let me lay it down to you secretly. Mike and we got the hookup, and I mean that in a good way. Bottomless mimosas, all you can eat pancakes, free bagels. All we do is pepper up the drag queens when we go in. They give us the works. We just give them the smiles. It's the cushiest position in the world. It's very relaxing. All you can eat. No problems at all.
But isn't that what everyone gets? Isn't that like kind of it's
advertised
as...
There's a surcharge for everyone else, but a little bit extra bit is charged on everyone else's cards so that a few of us can go in scot-free.
We cut back to the dining hall, and Alex has sort of been shuffled away from Mike's section and is in a line with some of the other non-VIP patrons, and they have their bowls out in front of them ready to receive another ladle of gruel. He's way in the back in like a very dingy, kind of dirty section. There's rats running around.
I can't even see the front.
Shut up.
You shut up.
If you talk, they'll send us back to the back of the line.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry.
Been here all morning.
Me too.
I just want some food.
We all want some food.
These damn drag queens, they come in here every Sunday.
Hey.
What?
It's not the drag queens. It's them. The fucking rich fucks over there behind the velvet rope.
Yeah, they're hoarding too much food. They're hoarding everything.
Exactly.
Just because they're fans of the various themes every single week, it's ridiculous. It's not okay.
I think this drag brunch needs to be reevaluated.
Listen, once you get your slop, come with me down to the basement. There's a couple of us that have been meeting to talk about maybe making some changes around here.
Well, this sounds drastic. I'm in.
More like drag stick. Let's go.
Okay, Mike, and I'll just tuck this bib in for you. There you go. Very good. Oh, Mike, the way you unbutton your pants is so regal.
I get told that all the time. Many people have told me that. I'll tell you right now. It's quite. Listen, I love what you guys are doing this week. The president theme. Oh my God, it's fantastic. It's great. I just wish Adam was here to see this.
You always talk about this guy. What's his deal? Is he like your boyfriend or something?
No. He's not my boyfriend. No, I'm too good for him. I'll say
I don't know.
You don't know? You've never met the guy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know. I don't have a frame of reference. I mean, you're clearly too good for a lot of people, Wink.
Yeah,
but
you're damn right.
Go on.
All right, well, listen, Babe Lincoln. I think.
Oh, you noticed the beard? Thank you.
Of course. It's great.
Look at this. Lift up my top hat here. What do you think of that? Big bloody hole in the back.
Is that a bloody hole? Jesus. That's a little on the nose, don't you think?
It'll all make sense once I do the song, when I do my lip sync.
What song ends with you revealing the bullet hole in the back of your head?
Give me a second. You know what? Come back to me.
God, okay. No, he's not my boyfriend, but I think that he'd enjoy this. He'd enjoy being the drag king for a day. You know what I mean?
Well, Mike, not everyone gets to be the drag king. Only our favorite customers.
Oh, babe, come on. Don't
Mike,
do this. I'm already tipping you well enough.
You could be tipping me better.
Oh,
if you know what I mean.
Yeah? Why don't you say exactly what you mean?
know what I mean. I can't say it here. I get fired, but you know exactly what I mean.
Do I know what you mean?
Mike, I've seen you eat a lot of Eggs Benedict, very sloppily, and I'm interested.
All right,
I'll just lay it all out on the table like your 7 mimosas. Here you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I get off at 1 p.m., which is that a little late for brunch? Maybe, but there's some admin work that we have to do in the back after this service is over.
Well, I could get you off right now.
Should I go?
All right, Kyle, here. All right, Kyle, here. I can't believe you got lost on the way to the dining hall, but here you go. This where it is.
This dining hall has more tree in it than I remember.
Okay, you're looking at the tree next to the entrance to the dining hall. Just rotate 85 degrees. There you go. Yep, that's the door.
Oh, marvelous.
Okay, you go in.
Here
I'm going to go
is.
back to my room. I'm going to finish my paper and...
Sorry, bro. You're coming in. I accidentally tied our shoelaces together again.
Okay, well, let's just be very careful because...
And we're running in.
No!
Adam, Kyle, come on back here.
Is that
Kyle
Mike?
runs through the mess hall with Adam getting like dragged like Mario Kart Double Dash style like behind him.
Ow.
Hey, Kyle, what's going on? Adam, I'm so glad you're here. Look at this. It's like they made it for you. This is like, it's president theme. It's president drag brunch.
It's
Look,
kind of president themed. It's kind of president / medieval, or Oliver Twist kind of. Like, what are those people in shackles over there? What's going on over there?
Oh, I don't know. They're probably doing something.
Wow, very indifferent.
Yeah.
Why
Look,
why are you sitting in this opulent booth? Mike, are you pulling from your Social Security again? I told you that's really, you shouldn't do that or you're going to be fucked when you're older.
No, you don't understand. Social Security is not going to be around when we're older, so we might as well use it now. Okay? If I want to use my Social Security and my money...
Yeah, but isn't your Social Security, like, you don't get a lot. Like, I've seen the checks.
It's enough.
$5?
Yeah, $5. That's enough. Nobody tips these guys. Nobody tips these drag performers. So by giving $5, I'm already at the top of the heap here.
Hey, Babe Lincoln.
Oh, hey,
Where's
Kyle?
George Thotsingson?
George, she's in the back working on her name. She thinks she can get it a little smoother.
That girl gets everything right except her name. I love it. I'm Kyle.
Do you want Thomas Jefferson to come by and take care of you, Kyle? We've got the throne all ready for you.
How about could we see Rutherford Gene Hayes? Is that someone that we could see?
Yeah. What about Barack Obama?
How about George Bush?
What about Bill Clinton?
All right. Mike, do you see why I don't want to come to this now?
No, I don't. We haven't. No, actually, I really don't.
I'm having a lot of fun,
awesome.
man.
Yeah, this is a good time.
This is great. And look, bottomless eggs.
That's appealing to you?
Look, you could just keep going and going. Oh, wait, there's the bottom. They bring more. I'm Kyle.
God, see, Mike, I told you, I don't like being around
He
him.
stopped counting, though. Come on.
Oh, that reminds me. 18, 19.
See, you started him over. He lost count again.
Well, he started at 18.
Yeah.
My mistake. -1,000,000. -999,000.
See, he deals with... See, even that's an arbitrary place to start, but it's very interesting. He only is interested in the integer system, doesn't deal with the real number of things because that could get... that gets dicey.
I like counting.
It seems like you guys have a lot to talk about, and I don't want to be here. So, look, here's a little Abe Lincoln for you to double your usual tip here, and thank you all for the trouble. I'm just gonna head out.
Psst, Adam.
Alex, what's
Yeah, come here.
Hey, what's going on?
Come downstairs. We're all meeting.
Okay.
We're rising up against the bureaucracy.
And that's why we need to seize control of the means of brunch. Sorry, it's brunch. That's why we need to seize control of the means of brunch.
Yeah, equality. Let's do it. Yeah, legalize it.
We need to collectively control the griddles and the skillets. I almost called them Skittles. Sorry, I'm new to this. I've not always been a revolutionary. It's kind of my first time. I hope you guys
go great.
Easy. Oh, thank you.
You're doing awesome.
Thank you, Diane. Thank you. And look, let's also try to, while we're here, we may as well legalize it. Okay, so that's the plan.
Legalize it.
We are going to rise up. We are going to violently? Non-violently? Violently. Yeah, let's go violently.
Violence.
Yeah.
Violence.
Revolution, is that anything? What do we think? Let's workshop a little bit. Let's workshop.
I made this sign. We're tearing down the drag bar, but not because it has anything to do with drag queens.
That's
it's more
good.
Just about the inequality of the classes treated. We just want to make sure that no one thinks that we're against drag queens. We're against the improper treating of customers.
The drag queens can stay.
That's a little wordy.
In fact, we should have more.
I got one that just says "drag them down." Is that anything?
Oh, seems like it's targeted towards the drag queens.
But I have a picture of the lunch lady on it. Does that get rid of it?
Oh, the lunch lady. She is a real bourgeoisie kind
She's
of
the original drag queen.
In that she's a fucking drag.
But not in the way that queens are.
All right, I think we're getting hung up on this.
Hang on. Get the whiteboard.
Let's get the whiteboard here. Let me roll the whiteboard in. Okay, so we're doing two things, right? We want the Venn diagram of brunch/breakfast. Let's open it up a little bit there. And
I don't want breakfast. I want breakfast.
And socialist, kind of like Bolshevik revolutionary kind of. That's what we're thinking. Lenin. We're thinking Marx. We're thinking these.
What about Duena?
Well, we'll go through the progression of the day. We'll start with breakfast. We'll go to brunch. We'll go to lunch, and then we'll go to dinner.
And then can we have dessert?
Whiteboard. What do we think? Anyone have anything? Group game. Let's go. What do we got, guys?
What if we decided to hold an election and we just ran on conservative traditional brunch values? We were allowed to, I think that could be something. We could seize the just if we have just responsible funding, I think we could have everybody lift themselves up by their bootstraps and be able to eat enough food.
All right, let's get that guy out of here.
What did I do?
Get this fucking guy out of here. Okay, the reason I'm kicking you out, sir, is not because of your conservative values. It's because I asked a narrowly focused question. We're looking for puns that are at the intersection of revolutionary politics and breakfast and or brunch.
Oh,
so if you don't have anything to contribute to that, unfortunately, you're a traitor to the revolution, and we're going to have you, shot out in the back of the head by firing squad.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, I understand.
Got anything? Last chance.
Guillaume Poutine? Is that something? Is that anything? That's like a Canadian thing, but I think it still counts.
Okay. I don't know what time of day poutine is usually eaten. So
ideally never,
but you're on the right track. Let's keep. Now we're cooking. Okay. We're getting no pun intended. Now we're talking. All right, let's think.
I got it.
Go.
Locks her up.
Locks her up. Locks her up. Locks her up. All right, this is good. I like the direction this is going.
Yeah. This is getting more and more.
Alex, this is getting kind of intense down here. This started out as kind of like a utopian revolutionary thing about like redistributing the wealth of brunch, and now it seems like it's getting kind of angry, kind of populist, kind of like...
But like not real populist, like fake populism.
Fake populism for sure. It's just appealing to demagoguery and like...
Yeah, like I feel like once like this new group gets in power, we're not like,
honestly,
like
I don't know
it's
how,
actually just going to get worse.
I don't know how competent this group would actually be in power. Hopefully there are some, think tanks or something guiding their actual policy making, so we don't end up completely flying off the rails brunch wise.
Yes. No, we need to be very careful about how we approach this brunch.
Do you just want to kind of stand off to the side and let them kind of fight it out with the powers that be, like the lunch
administration? If there's one thing I've learned about life, it's that things always work out if you stand aside and do nothing.
All right,
so
let's go.
See how
Charge,
this goes.
everyone. Push everyone through. We're pushing everyone through. We're all a part of this. This is all one mob. Let's go up the stairs. Camera goes. Okay, check this out. Camera at the bottom of the stairs watches this mob come up, and it sort of dollies back, or actually crane shot back as we see them rise from the basement into the open space of the lunch hall, which again is very like Industrial Revolution-y kind of. And there's urchins, and there's people rattling chains, and of course rats. And all this commotion is happening. The other members of the proletariat are getting riled up and joining the mob, and we follow the camera follows over to Mike's little gilded oasis over here as this commotion is kind of building up.
Excuse me, Don Fitzgerald Kinkity. I'm running low on mimosa over here. I could really use some.
I'm gonna need you to ask a little more nicely, Mike.
Ooh, I would love if I could have some mimosas over here. They're bottomless mimosas, and I seem to have reached the bottom.
Kyle's here too, by the way.
Hi, Kyle.
I think you're gonna have to how should I put this? Address. Okay, basically, I just want to. I just want to paddle your ass. I'm sorry. I want to paddle your ass. This is my first day.
Oh.
This is the character that I was assigned. Is sort of the dominatrix version of John F. Kennedy. Oh, I should be doing the voice. Shit. Ass not. What the paddle can do for you. Ass. Me to stop slapping you on the ass. Okay, here we go.
Oh! Happy birthday, Mr. President.
One.
Hey, what's going on over there?
Whoa! Look at all those people. There must be at least 1, 2, 3.
Look at it.
4.
Oh my!
5.
Look at all those
6.
poor people
7,
getting all riled
8,
up over there. Excuse
9,
me, Kyle.
10.
Excuse
11.
me.
12,
Please.
Kyle,
13.
Please,
14,
Kyle.
A lot of people.
15. 16.
Kyle,
17,
me and the other
18,
lords and earls
19,
and baronets would
20,
like to sort of
21,
get everyone mobilized.
22, 23, 24, 25.
Kyle,
26,
they're about to breach the
27,
velvet rope, the
28,
stanchions. Kyle.
29,
Kyle,
30,
there's so many
31,
of them.
We cut
32.
We cut
I'm trying to count.
to 400 numbers
34,
later.
35, 36.
We cut 400
37,
numbers.
38, 39, 440, 441, 442, 443.
Wow, they're moving.
Kyle is
444.
shot in
really
the
slowly.
head.
Wow, that's 1 bullet hole. 2 bullet holes.
Oh shit! Somebody
Oh,
start
guys,
my
come on,
song.
come on.
Please start my song. I need to do my performance. I didn't realize we were shooting yet. Start spreading the news. Abe shot in the head. I want to watch this fucking play, but I am dead. Thank you.
The all of the revolutionaries stop, watch the song, and applaud.
That was really good.
That was actually quite. Maybe we should.
Wow,
She
that's
can
the kind of
live.
stuff that
She lives.
I didn't think we were gonna. I didn't think it was a question of her living or not. We're kind of really focused on the people over there. We're all clear, right, that we're not attacking the waitresses.
I murdered a guy.
Well, that's fine. He was annoying.
Yeah, I did it.
Yeah, that's fine. He was annoying.
Okay. Okay.
Sorry, Alex.
What? I'm fine.
Okay.
That's
You
Kyle.
didn't like Kyle that much either, did you?
I mean, no, I didn't know him. Really.
Listen.
Like Mike liked him.
Hey, Alex, if this is the kind of stuff that goes on at Drag Brunch, I mean the song, not this riot that's currently going on. Maybe I was wrong to not want to come so often.
Adam, I'm going to stop you right there. This is a fucking train wreck. We shouldn't be coming here.
I don't know. It kind of seems fun. I think I kind of want to come every week now.
A guy is dead on the floor.
Just Kyle.
It is Kyle, but what if next it was like it's the other asshole over there? Or it was our best friend.
Wait, what are they doing to Mike? It looks like the revolutionaries they've handcuffed him. I guess they've tied him up, and they're. Oh, and that dominatrix waitress is helping tie him up. I mean, and he seems to be enjoying it, but they are dragging him through the street. Okay, let's come out to the Okay, they're dragging him out of the dining hall. And, they're really bumping his head on the cobblestones. Jesus, I hope he doesn't get CTE.
Come on. Guys.
So, should we go save Mike before they kill him?
Are they going to kill... Well, it does kind of look like... Oh, they got one of those cool, like... is that the Mike Pence brand gallows? Those are really good. Those are like Ramazan's Choice, I think. Those are really good gallows.
We see Mike is now being dragged up the stairs by a guy wearing horns and a fuzzy hat.
Look how easy that is to assemble. Damn, it just snaps together like IKEA.
Like opening an IKEA box.
Look, they're just putting the pegs
the
in
gallows.
and wow. Mikea, because it's Mike Pence. Ha, hilarious.
Mike's gonna die.
Yeah, we should intervene.
We cut over to the execution ceremony. Guys, I don't know what this is. It's just we were all having fun at Drag Brunch. I don't understand.
You were having fun.
Here. I was having so much fun.
We were suffering.
You were hoarding all the good stuff. We were suffering. We were being fed gruel and oatmeal, instant oatmeal, Quaker.
It's like what Joan Fitzgerald Kinkity always used to say. It's like we have nothing to share. Fear itself.
Kinkity only ever said that to you.
I think you're confused about who said that. I think you're thinking of Spanklin Delano Roosevelt, who said
that Spank DR?
Spank DR. Not to be confused with SPANKDR.XXX, which is a website that I started, Spank Doctor. It's pretty popular, so check it out, folks. Like porn.
Yeah, no, I got it. I got it. I didn't know that everybody else. I mean, hey, listen. If you're already a porn star, you could be a drag performer, right? You could get all.
Look at me.
You could, yeah.
I look exactly like Joseph Stalin.
Yes, it's very hot.
So you think I could be a porn star? Not just be the owner and operator of a porn website, spankdoctor.xxx.
Yes. I think you could absolutely do that. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I would fuck you.
Are you free later? And do you have a camcorder?
Well,
we only will shoot on tape. That's the Spank Doctor guarantee.
Okay, that's
no digital.
Great, but you have to take me down from the gallows in order for us to smash.
Not necessarily, but for our first production
God.
should be.
Oh God, you're nuts. That's what? Never mind.
Oh,
guys,
sorry. Let me put those away. Sorry.
This guy.
Sorry, I was getting a little too excited.
Guys,
listen.
Come on here. What are we doing?
Come back to my bedroom later and bring your camcorder.
I know I'm tied up. And
I know. I'll let you down. You're right. That's
I feel like we've gotten away from the urgency of the situation here. I feel like I was about to
All
die.
right, here.
Draft King.
Babe.
Draft King.
Babe. Let me call these fellas off. I'll tell them you're one of the good ones. We can go make some pornography, and then all is forgiven. Deal?
I feel like this got away from what I intended this to be, but sure, if that's how I live, I'll take that.
Everyone, can I just have your attention? Yeah. I know we're all mad at like, this event, but like I just took away
Shut
the
the
velvet
fuck up,
rope.
Mike. He's talking.
Now everyone can just go get eggs and pancakes if they want.
Really?
Yeah.
He took down the... Why didn't we think of that? We should have just taken down the velvet rope.
It just unhooks really. Like I'm holding it right here.
And they got those cheap-ass stanchions, too, so... Yeah, really, we could have just done that the whole time.
Wait, guys, no, you can't, because that's supposed to be for the Drag King.
Shh, Mike, shut the fuck up.
Shh.
Mike, I'm saving your ass. They're going to choke you with this thing if you don't shut the fuck up.
But then there's going to be no pancakes.
I'll make you pancakes.
Oh my God, I will make you pancakes, you dumb idiot.
Come on, I'm doing something here.
Sorry.
Dude.
You guys can fuck later.
I was going to seductively be like, I can make you pancakes. Emphasis on the cake.
Like, why are you attracting all the honeys today?
You think I'm a honey?
What do you mean today?
Are you free? Do you want to be in a porno?
Again, he has a noose around his neck.
People would pay for that.
Yes, of course I want to be in a porno.
Yes. Ooh, everything's coming up spank, doctor. Well,
the mob left. They went to go get pancakes.
We pull out from this scene. Mike is going to be fine to Misty on the sidelines watching Mike get seduced by this man, and she wipes a tear from her eye. I thought we had something really special. Oh, well. Better go do that admin work I got to do after the service, pooling the tips and calculating the taxes and...
Misty?
Mike? What is it?
Misty, this isn't personal to you. This is just, he was going to murder me, so I didn't really have much of a choice.
Don't worry about it, Mike. It's whatever.
No, it's not whatever. Your pancakes were more special than anybody's.
You mean it?
Yeah.
You know I didn't make them, right? I just served them to you?
You didn't?
No, the lunch ladies make them.
The lunch lady? Oh, can you give me their number?
You know Zarina, the lunch lady?
Yeah. Could you... I know of her. Do you know her personally?
Of course. I go back on my roller skates and zoom through the door that has the in sticker on it and pick up the platter and then immediately zoom out the one that has the out sticker on it.
Is she single?
Think so, yeah.
Oh, hit me up.
No, goodbye.
What?
She roller skates down the hill
Misty!
And into the distance. She
Misty,
roller skates off campus and into Limbrook, down Catalpa, into the ocean.
And every episode of Everybody, like every week in this horrible, horrible world, Misty returns to the ocean, and Mike learns nothing.
This feels like a high body count situation.
Hey, your body count's about to get a little higher, babe.
Hey, Spank Doctor, I signed a contract. Let's go do this.
Joe Biden, Sagittarius. Better luck next time, buddy. Period.
Hey, Adam.
The end.
You don't want to do the other one?
Any resemblance in this motion picture to any person living or dead is purely coincidental.
Hey, Adam.
Special thanks to the Library of Congress, the city of Minneapolis, Minnesota, and my mom. The end. Question mark? What is it, Mike?
You done with that paper yet?
Hold on. Command P. Okay, that's page 1. It's page 2. Page 3.
Is Kyle here? Oh.
Sorry, Alex. Sorry, I didn't realize.
I didn't even like him that much.
I liked him a lot, and but
Staple. All done. What's up, Mike?
Well, I just got back from Kyle's funeral. It was pretty moving.
Oh, was that today?
Shit,
Oops.
has it been
it was today.
It's been like 2 weeks, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been pretty
Shit,
bad.
I missed my class.
Yeah.
I'm so fucked. That paper was due 2 weeks ago.
The priest said some pretty profound words that made me kind of reconsider things. He, in honor of Kyle, he decided to count the number of lives we got, and he just said 1, and then that was the end of it, and that was it was pretty moving because we only get 1 life, and Kyle would have found that fascinating. But I wanted to say that even if you're not into the drag brunch, you're good with me, and we should probably record an episode of the show soon.
How was your porn shoot with Dr. Spank?
Surprisingly, not a generous lover.
That does surprise me.
Yeah, you'd think the Spank doctor would show a little bit more love, but
it seems I was expecting different.
Yeah, no, it was
some good subversion.
Well, I mean, when I got to the drag brunch at first, it didn't seem like I would enjoy it, but then, honestly, it seemed pretty fun. I mean, I've been back the past 2 weeks, and I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah, I would go.
Misty asked about you, but
she did?
Yeah, I told her you were
dead.
Yeah, well, the big mobs that are outside the lunch are, make it pretty clear I'm not wanted.
You've kind of fallen off the roles and everything in the academic system too. Like all your professors called here and they were like, "Where's Mike? Is Mike dead?"
And I said he was dead.
And we confirmed that you were dead. So did you, now that you're doing porn, did you adopt like a stage name, like a porn stage name?
Yeah, I mean, of course. I'm Mike, and now I'm now known as
Mike BJ.
Michael. Wait, you changed your name to Michael B. Jordan.
My name is Michael B. Jordan, but I go by Mike BJ. That's absolutely right. Yeah, how'd you know?
You do know there is a Michael B. Jordan already in SAG. I mean, I don't know if SAG. Sorry, I should know this. The SAG for porn is different from the SAG for actors.
Yeah, it's called SAC.
Yep. So you're good. You shouldn't run into any trouble with that.
Yeah, it's
okay.
No
Mike BJ.
Mike BJ.
I'm gonna have to change all the fucking documents. Change the fucking website. Okay.
Yeah, I'd appreciate that.
Well, I learned something.
Did you?
Yeah, even if I think I know what something is, you can always have a new experience somewhere and find some new facet of it that you enjoy and brings you closer to God. Alex, what'd you learn?
I learned that drag queens are so good at making brunch that people will riot if they don't get some.
Mike?
I learned nothing.
Okay.
As established.
All right, I forgot. I'll say about the narrator that we hired does not do a lot. Like, we wear the earpieces all day. And that's the only time I heard him all day.
There was a narrator?
Yeah, remember he was like, and Misty rolled off into the ocean and Mike learned nothing. Remember that?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yes,
And so the Barone boys recognize the narrator's existence and do not forget paying him in advance.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of think we have to let the narrator go.
We got to fire him, right?
Yeah.
This narration
you
is
gave
brought
him
to
your
you
whole...
by Audible.
No, we're not
Audible,
sponsored.
You could say
we're not sponsored.
That's okay. I unplugged him.
We're not sponsored, but he is he has like a deal with Audible that anything he does is sponsored. That's why he was so cheap. We gave him your whole social security check, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not getting that back.
I know.
Mm.
So you want to do an episode of the podcast?
Yeah, let's do the podcast.
Okay.
All right, let me start it on my typewriter and recording. Welcome back to the Barone Zone. We're talking about Season 4, Episode 14, Prodigal Son. I'm Adam. That's Mike. That's Alex. We're talking Frank telling Allie that Ray's going to hell because he doesn't go to church. What was your overall impression of this episode, guys?
Mike, you go first. I want to hear your thoughts.
Okay, well, first of all, Ray's not going to church is not the reason he's going to hell. No, but I will. Yeah, he gotta. If you are averaging sub 5 on the barometer, St. Peter ain't letting you through those gates. Okay. But I will also say I think this was genuinely a very funny episode. I liked it a lot. There were a lot of things that kind of made me pause for a second, just that didn't line up with the way that I thought that was going to do it. But I actually genuinely. I appreciate this because there's this weird sense that when I was growing up anyway, there was this large contingent where there was honestly a bit of a sexist thought that in a family the wife goes to mass for the guy, the man of the house didn't have to go to mass. And
I think I remember you talking about this before.
Yeah, it's a weird sentiment because obviously because my family never really recognized that, and also it doesn't make any sense at all. But I don't know if this was a direct pushback against that because it didn't really have quite as much dialogue besides one throwaway joke of Ray being like, we're one and you're going for me. But I don't know. I kind of liked that they intentionally or not kind of threw that narrative to the wind. But I don't know. I liked this because it's one of the few times that we see Frank in particular give a shit about anything.
Yeah.
And I kind of like that. I kind of liked that we saw him caring a little bit. We'll get more to the individual parts of this as the episode goes on. I understood the Usher narrative. I don't think I fully agree with Robert's point, but I get what he was going for.
It felt incongruous to me with what seems to be the core emotional arc for Frank of the episode. Up until that point, we think Deborah's right. Basically, Frank, raised Ray Catholic, and it pains him to see Ray turn away from his religion. But then we have the Usher piece where Frank hangs out in the lobby with Stan and Garvin. Is it called the lobby, Mike?
It's
called the lobby.
It's not the
right?
lobby. It's not the lobby.
They've got Golf Digest out there and a TV that's playing the same movie on repeat because they only have the one DVD.
Yeah. The Heaven's Gate, I think it's called, right?
No, Heaven's Gate's the horror one. No, I was thinking God's Not Dead 3 but it varies as time goes on.
Isn't there a new God's Not Dead coming out? How many times do they have to?
Well, the thing is,
how is it a Jackie Chan situation where people are always like, "Oh, God died," but it's just a hoax?
No, I think it's more of they made it once and then they were like, "Oh, if we don't make another one of these every year, they're gonna think that that's a changed update." So I think they're on 13 or 14.
Oh, it's it's just a reminder, hey, he's still kicking.
God's Not Dead 17. God's still not dead.
Yep, still around.
And that film series is about being really fucking annoying, right?
Yeah, it's about atheists getting dunked on.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a weird universe where it's atheists are actively trying to convert. And,
trying to take away your faith.
Yeah, exactly. Atheists are trying to take away your faith, and
atheists are going all Dick Dastardly on the church.
Correct. Yeah.
Dropping smoke bombs.
Weird one. Weird takes in that franchise. But
I think
it's called The Vestibule. But yeah.
God's Not Dead, The Vestibule.
The Vestibule.
I feel like I saw the synopsis of one of them, and it was a college professor says that God doesn't exist, and a brave Christian boy proves him wrong.
Yeah, so
that's what my picture of it is.
I watched the first movie, and the first movie was the professor was all right, hello, everybody. Before we get into anything, this is the first lesson. I haven't handed out the syllabus yet. I need all of you to write on a piece of paper that God is dead and you hate him, that you don't believe in God, otherwise you automatically failed this class. And so that's the level that they set it up of just he's a good guy because he's not going to. That's the whole.
The professor doesn't even, it's not so Nietzsche said that God is dead.
No,
it's
he says
just.
You have to write on a piece of paper that God is not
no
real
context.
And never was. Yeah. Yeah.
That a
And then
more
at the
interesting version of that movie, I think. We stay with the professor as he goes on what is clearly a nervous breakdown that he's having.
Should we do a God's Not Dead Baroness?
Ray's not dead.
Ray's not dead.
Welcome. Before anyone listens to this podcast, we need them to write down on a paper, Ray is dead.
That's how you have to sign up for the Baroness Zonus from now on. There's 2 fields. You name your price, and then you also have to write God's not dead, or God is dead, sorry. Drop down menu. God is dead, God's not dead.
God is in Schrodinger's cats, is in Schrodinger's dilemma.
God
being
could
both
be dead.
alive and God could be dead.
Could not be. All right, that's a bit of a tangent, but I wanted to... What was the point I was originally trying to make? Oh, yeah, so then when we see Frank in the vestibule with Stan and Garvin, it sort of undercuts the idea that it's important to Frank that Ray goes to church because Frank, as Robert says, just hangs out in the back, counts the money, and leaves. Are those things in conflict, or does it kind of undermine the point of the first half of the episode? I don't know.
So I thought it was a weird... So first of all, I want to... Not that this matters in any sense of the word, but this is not how ushers work. They are in the... They don't count the money. They count the money on Monday. Come on. But they take the money, but they're in the congregation. They still attend the mass. They just collect, put it in a basket, and bring it up to the front. And not to insult any ushers out there, I know we have a very big usher demographic that listens to this podcast. Thank you for your service. During church, yeah. And keep doing that, please. But I thought it was a weird take because, like, Frank has a community there, and I sure he's being deeply inappropriate with the conversations in the back of the church, but I also don't think it's fundamentally bad for him to have friends that he uses as motivation to attend mass. I think that's actually part of why people use houses of worship on a weekly basis. So
to stay up with the community.
Women, yeah.
Right. Well, to have a community, I'm not denying that, like, the checking out woman part. My point was just that I think that I understand that they were trying to do like a bait and switch and say, like, Frank's not in it for the right reasons either.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it landed the way that it needed to land for that point to be made. That's all that I wanted to say, is that it's not bad to have a good time seeing your buddies at mass.
Mm-hmm. Alex, what'd you think?
Yeah, I mean, I felt like this was like a tried and true Raymond formula that didn't land as good as it usually does. With, like, the whole thing being, like, Ray's convinced to do something because he thinks his dad is, like, taking it, like, seriously for once, and then he realizes that his dad has ulterior motives.
It's very similar to, like, the You Bet, to, like, other ones where Frank has... Like, we think he's got this pure motivation for spending time with Ray, for going to church, and then we see that really Frank
the big twist is that, like, Frank isn't just sitting there. He's, like, actually working the mass as an usher. And, yeah, it's a cushy job, and he gets to hang out with his friends and, like, you know, shoot the shit during church. And, yeah, if I was involved in the church, that's the job I'd want, too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know.
I would want to be the guy who swings the big incense. You know what I'm talking about?
They don't do that on Sundays anymore.
Why not? Nowhere?
No, well, not typically. They typically save that for the big fancy events. Like, you'll see that at the Easter Vigil. You'll see it at
I guess I'm only coming by for the big fancy events because that'd be my job.
Oh, so you're like the majority of Christians and just do Christmas and Easter. Which is fair. I'm not knocking that, but yeah, you know.
Can you pick the scent? Like, can I do, you know, Gain?
I don't think they have Gain scented incense.
My Febreze plug has Gain. I don't see why I can't put Gain in the big incense ball. What is that called, by the way?
The incense
Nonsense.
Ball? It's called the Thurible, by the way, and
no, it's not. That's
it's
stupid.
genuinely It's genuinely called the Thurible.
You may think that, but it's not. It's called the incense thing.
No, it's called the Thurible.
I gotta go with Adam on this one, buddy.
He's wrong, though.
I don't know. I like the way he talks.
So in Marie and Frank's kitchen, Frank is like checking out a chocolate cake, and this felt very Yogi Bear to me at first. He was like, "Ooh, chocolate cake," and then it kind of subverts that when he like walks up to the cake, he lifts the cover from it, and he just yells, "Marie!" And she's like, "Go ahead, Frank," and he goes and maybe the happiest we've ever seen Frank. Goes to take a slice of cake, and then Ray comes in, angrily confronts him for telling Allie that he's going to hell. I thought it was funny when Ray was like, "You told her I'm going to hell," and he tells Ray, "No, she asked me what happens to people who don't go to church. I said they go to hell. She must have put 2 and 2 together." Very smart, that one.
It's a good line.
I thought Ray was very angry. This is angry Ray, as far as we've seen so far. Angry. He was angry, and came in very hot. And then Frank kind of gave it back to him as hot as he was getting it. I like Marie strolling in pleasantly at that point and just being like, "Oh, hi, Ray. You want some cake?" Ray forbidding Frank from talking to his kids about religion, government, or minorities. Which is fair. But Marie,
I feel like that most of that should have been on the books already.
Frank spinning that around to telling Marie, Ray says I can't talk to his kids. And Marie's, I think we should put this on a t-shirt. Marie says, "Unfortunately, Raymond, this is America."
In the merch store, starting today.
We'd get sued fast if we put an image of Marie on there. Alex would have to draw it. Alex, can you draw Marie as like Uncle Sam pointing, or Rosie the Riveter? No,
absolutely.
Columbia. You know Columbia?
Happily.
Yeah. Frank tells Ray then that he can't talk to his wife anymore. He forbids Ray from talking to Marie. It's sort of like a sarcastic rejoinder to this prohibition that Ray has laid down. I liked Marie acting physically pained when Ray says he's not going to church anymore. He doesn't want to. Can I bring this up? Frank bemoaning Ray's lack of religiosity. It says 12 years of Catholic school down the toilet. Now, this tripped a little wire for me of, is that consistent? Is that canon? Because as established in season 2, episode 10, Ray went to Hillcrest High School.
Ooh.
Okay, and his friend Warren, I'm not saying that this is necessarily mutually exclusive, but his friend Warren, who's played by Brian Posehn, was studying to be a rabbi. So I think, and based on everything I know about Catholic schools, the naming convention, I think Ray could not have gone to more than 8 years of Catholic school before going to high school, as far as we know.
If you count kindergarten, he could have gone to 9.
Unless Frank was referring to 8 years of Catholic school, then high school, 4 years at St. John's University, which is a Catholic university.
That is possible.
That would be 12 years.
I think it would be a stretch to call St. John's University Catholic school, because that typically refers to like more traditional instruction. But I think that's the way that you make that work. I think you're right.
Otherwise, it doesn't work. Otherwise,
you're right.
Frank thought he was sending Ray to Catholic school, and really was sending him to filthy public school full of heathens.
So where was he sending all that money? That's ridiculous.
So, of course, I had to nitpick that tiny little detail, but...
As you should.
Yeah.
As you should. As is your right. This is America.
Unfortunately, Raymond.
Unfortunately.
This is America. Any thoughts on that scene? Thoughts on this conflict? Thoughts on...
Yeah, I thought it was... First of all, I thought it was very funny. I especially loved the part where Frank, just to kind of show Ray up, is like, hey, sweetheart, how are you? And Marie just eats it the hell up.
Yeah.
I thought that was really funny.
I agree.
Ray, next scene, eating an entire pint of ice cream. Is that a pint or is that a quart? The small size ice cream container.
Pint.
That's a pint?
Pretty sure it's a pint.
Ray eats an entire pint of ice cream with Deborah on the couch, and he's very like, that's right, you married a man, about eating this entire pint of ice cream. In your paradigm of masculinity, is quantity of lactose high up there? Where is it in relation to, beard, big muscles?
Is having a lot of milk in you a masculine thing?
How much milk needs to be in you before you're a man is the question.
You need at least a gallon of milk a day.
When you wake up, I've seen you do this. You walk to the refrigerator, fully nude, open the refrigerator. The refrigerator is nothing but gallons of milk. 3 shelves of gallons of milk in the door.
Yeah.
Squeezed in the door.
in the wall. Yeah.
You take a gallon of milk, pop the cap off, down in one, chug the whole gallon. Immediately lose control of your bowels.
That's why I have a toilet in the kitchen, yeah.
And then you go back to sleep, and then you wake up again, start your day.
Yeah, correct.
And that's why when I think of men, you're right at the top of the list.
Yeah, no, if you don't wake up with milk dribbling down your steroid-infused muscles, you're not a real man. Then you go over, you take a shit on the floor.
I wouldn't say you take a shit. I would say a shit takes you at that point.
Yeah.
You grab your shotgun. You go hunt the elk meat you're going to eat for lunch, and then you sit down and you play the Daily Rogan, and then you listen to Alex Jones ramblings until bedtime.
And the Daily Rogan is like a mini best of compilation that you make yourself in the morning, right? You listen to the 3.5 hour one, and you're like, take that 15 seconds, and then that becomes the Daily Rogan.
Yeah, and I replayed the 15 everything. The Daily Rogan is actually longer than the daily episode of the Joe Rogan Experience.
How does that work?
Because
you put in some highlights from previous episodes that are thematically connected.
I thematically connected. I also, if I like a 15-second clip, I'll play it 8 or 10 times before I move on to the next 15 seconds. And I'll also do this thing where you guys have seen YouTube poop, right? You know those edits with the music and stuff like that.
Of course.
Making a really good point. I like to do the turn down for what intro music right before he drops it. It's great.
And when you marinate the elk meat in milk?
Yeah.
Do you find that
makes me shit even more?
Yep.
Yes.
That's exactly what I was searching for. Yeah. So I think of you as a very manly man.
I'm the man.
Yeah.
I'm the man.
You're a more or less the man.
No, I'm the man. When people say when people say standards for men, that's me.
Our Lady of Faith. Frank in the vestibule was standing Garvin. So there's this poster, right? Calling it a poster is generous. It's on an easel. It says, Our Lady of Faith Winter Carnival Games, Food, Fun, Prizes, Support Our Kids. You know what's not on that poster? A date or a location. And so, if I'm some guy wandering in off the street, you know what I think is going on in that church? The fucking Winter Carnival.
The fucking Winter Carnival. And that seems like a terrible Winter Carnival.
It's terrible advertising is what it is.
Yeah.
And of course I fixated on that for the entire scene and don't remember anything else about what happened except for Garvin. Hey, Ray's here. And Ray being like, and also with you, which I've enjoyed. I thought that was funny.
That was a funny line.
That was good.
Also, Mike, what is the rug hanging on the wall that says holy in a groovy font? What is that? Is that like a special thing?
No, that's just a decoration, man.
Okay, it's not like Jesus's cape or something.
Yeah, every church gets a piece of Jesus's cape, and you're allowed to embroider whatever you want in whatever language you want on the thing.
It's very 70s, it looked like Schoolhouse Rock to me, that font.
Yeah.
I'm just fondly remembering it, sorry.
That's fair. I really did enjoy. Okay, so we're gonna get in a little bit to the liturgical part of this, which I find really funny, but I also think that I did genuinely enjoy the interaction between the priest and Ray in this scene.
Father Hubley.
Father Hubley, yes, that's
Mhm.
right, who clearly hates Ray, but says, "Oh, what a great." I don't know that actor's name. I'm sure Adam is going to do a deep dive on him in a minute.
Well, we've seen him before. It's Charles Durning. He was a dance instructor. That's a detail I remember about him. He served in World War II. Yeah, his deadpan response to Frank being like, "My boy's coming back to the church," and Father Hubley just being like, "Great,
Yeah,
okay, welcome back," and then sauntering off. Definitely very funny.
Yeah. So okay.
And by the way, the liturgical part of it, they wanted me to hear this little flyer for drag mass that's happening now that drag brunch is winding up. Drag mass is starting up, and
That's
so
reversal.
Obviously the liturgical portion of it is going to be really spectacular if you want to come. Roller skates, obviously, it'll be good.
Every drag performance has to have at least one set of roller skates.
In my mind, yeah, really I don't know. Yeah.
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 So anyway, Ray arrives at the church. Okay. So I know you guys might not know all the parts of the mass, but
swinging incense thing.
The swinging incense thing is not a part of it. The thurible is only brought out on rare instances, or I guess technically if the priest really likes it, but that's really rare. Mm-hmm. Now, that being said, the collection happens about 60 to 65% of the way through the church, through the mass. If Ray is just arriving as the collection is being taken up, he has already missed well over half of the class, the mass, the class. He has missed the homily. He has missed the gospel. He's missed the intentions. Also, I will say, the pastor pausing mass to go back to say, "Hey, ushers, let's get going, get the money," also completely unheard of. But what? You're holding up a finger.
Yaspol at drag mass. Go on.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
And also with you.
And also with you. And no, it's "and with your spirit" now, actually.
Why?
Don't.
We don't need to. Just go on.
Oh, I'm sorry. Now that I'm ranting about minutia, now you shut me up. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Who the hell are you to tell me to shut up about the important details, you asshole?
I was telling myself to not ask nitpicky questions. I was not telling you to shut up.
Okay.
What, you don't like when I free associate for 15 minutes?
I'm not saying I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
Just don't bitch when we do it.
You can explain it if you want, though.
No, it's okay.
Nah, but don't.
Well, I want to know.
Don't do it.
You want to know about the change? 10 years ago, they changed it. That's all you really need to know.
Why?
They updated the translation. I don't know.
Okay.
English got better.
It does, dude.
Now, he missed the majority of the mass. So I gotta imagine what happened was that the kids got up, Deborah got dressed, Ray was still in pajamas. Then they left. 25 minutes later, he finally got into a different car and drove to mass and met them well over halfway through the service.
Nice. You're right. He must have, and Frank does call that out. He's like, "You've missed half of it already." He must have seen them leave and was like, "I'm not going to go," and then eventually decided to go. So, like...
Right, but it's still weird for him to then take the position of, "Oh, I'm going to be in church forever now. I'm going to be in mass every
Just start with coming on time
that a half
next
hour
week.
ago?
Yeah, and it's also like, this is a weird one. Also, according to, not the church, but like Catholic lore, you got to hear the gospel for it to count as mass. But that's not really a real thing.
What if he listened on the way there? On 2 times speed?
do you think the podcast version of the church is live broadcasting out in the year of our Lord 2000? Or is this 1999
used to.
still?
They had the radio, Mike.
Father Hubley isn't on the radio. Come on.
Oh, does it have to be that specific one that's delivered there that day? It can't just be like you had to. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
you
you're
gotta
right.
listen to the reading.
It
and
is
the homily,
unlikely.
yeah.
The establishing shot of the church did not have a giant radio tower on it.
Yeah.
So it is unlikely that, unless he was on the CB, which he might have been, it seems unlikely that Father Hubley was broadcasting.
Correct. But yeah, I just found that very funny. That he walked in so late in the mass. Frank goes, he does the collection, he gets back, they do the changing, and the worst part, I think you would agree, about people that go to church is their holier than thou ranting about how much you're doing poorly and how they're doing much better. Ray does this fucking immediately and just starts ranting and raving about how Frank's doing it wrong. What did you think about this interaction? I thought the standoff was kind of funny.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I liked Robert coming in while Frank is doing the collection, and being Robert's in 2 scenes this episode, and his whole, 3 counting the hot clothes, his whole MO in this episode is he is the faithful son who has always gone to church and doesn't get any recognition for it, but when the prodigal son returns, it's a whole big deal. And so he comes in and reveals Frank doesn't really care about this. He just signed up to be an usher, so he didn't have to sit there and listen to the mumbo jumbo. Yeah. And so this, you're right. This does make Ray very righteous.
Yeah, but also, think about it. If Jesus just came to church on Sunday and didn't die first, no one would be like, hey, you're here. Thank goodness.
Yeah, if Jesus hadn't...
They would have just been like, oh, hey, Jesus, what's up?
If Jesus hadn't pulled his little trick... If Jesus hadn't pulled the greatest trick ever pulled, we wouldn't really care. He'd be popular, I think, sure, but certainly wouldn't be putting little crosses up everywhere.
The corner of the faith is Jesus dying on the cross.
I like the Barone boy. I like our episodes that are so clearly like Mike has to go like to confession the next week about.
Oh, I've done a lot worse things than go on this podcast, but yeah.
I like, and when you go to the church, Mike, and, you notice that little red light that's blinking in the confession
go to a
booth.
Really fancy church.
Yeah, in the confession booth, and I know you are not subscribed to the Baroness Zonus, you can't afford it. But let's just say those are the most popular Baroness episodes. Your confessions about all the things that you did. And
you record my confessions?
Me? No. Personally, I don't. I'm not on site. Now, your priest, I may slip him a $5. I may steal your Social Security.
Records my confessions?
I may steal your Social Security check and give it to Father Jimmy to record your confessions.
No, you can't do that.
It's a great deal for me. He doesn't even want a cut of the Baroness Zonus.
I'm gonna have strong.
He doesn't want his 2 pennies.
I'm gonna report him up the ladder, and he's gonna get reassigned to some other parish somewhere else.
Speaking of the Baroness Zonus, there's only one piece of IMDb trivia for this episode, which is that Frank Barone (parentheses Peter Boyle) is a practicing Catholic. In the movie The Dream Team, 1989, he played Jack McDermott, who believed he was Jesus. Now, this piqued my interest. And also, Peter Boyle himself was a real-life Catholic. But I went and clicked on the Dream Team. 4 mental patients on a field trip in New York City must save their caring chaperone, who ends up being taken to a hospital in a coma after accidentally witnessing a murder before the killers can find him and finish the job. Listen to this cast. Michael Keaton, Christopher Lloyd, Peter Boyle... and also Stephen Furst, who I had to look up who that was. But the first 3, great.
The first 3 that's a good cast.
That seems like a good Baroness topic. We should watch that. My other thing, last thing, is the hot clothes. Okay. I think we're all on the same page that Ray's wrong to be so high and mighty about religion, whatever. We cut to him in the hot clothes. He is sitting in the pew next to Deborah. He's like, oh, this is really nice, isn't it? And they have like a nice moment. And then he very quickly gets bored and starts goofing off. At first, I'm like, wow, this blonde guy with the mustache in the foreground of the shot is very distracting. Imagine my delight when he suddenly plays into the plot as Ray is sort of like making like little hand gestures behind him, and then he points out to Robert that this guy is clearly wearing a toupee and sort of pretends to like push it off his head. Robert's giggling at this. And as he like reaches out to do this little motion, Marie reprimands him, and he sort of bumps forward and knocks the guy's toupee sort of askew. And his as he looks back, Ray is like, "Peace be with you." Thought that was a good little bit.
Oh, I thought that was hilarious. That's first of all, anyone that has gone to any church service ever is distracted by it. It's just very relatable. I find it very funny.
A lot of toupees in your church?
Not a lot of toupees, but a lot of weird fashion choices. I will say that.
Break it down. List 5.
List 5. Okay. A band shirt of a tour on the back that does not list the band or the cities. It just lists the dates, and then like that's it. That's a weird.
Did you
one.
get a peek at the front?
No, I did, and there's no name. There's no
music.
name. Yeah, it was just a picture, like a logo. Like maybe if I knew the logo, I'd know the band, but I was just like, I don't know who that is. What's going on here?
Interesting.
Secondly, the counting the number of people wearing flannel is always a good time. Thirdly, the colorful leggings being worn by literally any, well, I shouldn't say anyone, but like the colorful leggings are funny. Like I've seen just rainbow colors. I've seen cartoons. I've seen all sorts of things. It's fun.
It's funny.
That's 3.
It's funny.
It's funny. It's fun. Trust me, guys. If you saw it, you'd think it was funny.
Does it sound funny? No, but if you saw it, you would think it's hilarious.
You had to be there. You had to be there.
It's good for number 3 because it's kind of like whatever.
It is an whatever kind of.
Bring it home.
Number 4, whatever the hell the priest is wearing.
Hey.
Yeah.
Nice.
I have seen some very weird albs that the priest wears. There's one that has
weird owls.
Albs.
Weird Al.
Yeah, with the accordion.
With the beat. No. The name of the dress that the priest wears is an alb with a beat.
An alb.
Yeah.
That's a weird alb.
That's funny.
Yeah. There's a famous one that I notice every time it comes
Yankovic.
up. No, not that one. I'm moving on.
All
okay.
Right. 5. Bring it home.
Number 5.
Number 5. Number 5.
I'm trying to think for a second.
It has to be the best because it's the last one. So
what stands up to me more than anything else is not the people that wear the really weird informal stuff, though that does stick out to me. It's always interesting when I see people that are just egregiously overdressed for church. So much so. Well, I didn't even bring up the veils. The veils are probably my number 1. What the hell's going on here?
Yeah,
but yeah,
I can picture someone in a suit, tuxedo even. Tell me about the veils.
That's the thing. If it's Saturday 5:00, you see a lot of people in just like whatever they were wearing because they're just going to mass because it's when they were able to. Then you see people in a tux. It's a little weird. There is a growing trend of conservatism among specifically young Catholics, and a lot of the women will wear veils over their face when they go to church. And
gross.
Hey, listen, women can wear what they want, do whatever you want to do, but also, I don't know. For me, it just puts me a little like, what year is it? But that's like I said. Hey, women, wear what you want. Don't
Mike,
cancel this podcast.
The last time you talked about what women around you've been wearing, I cut it out of the podcast. And the time before that, and the time before that, you have nothing to worry about. You've said things that if I left them in the show, honestly, we'd probably be a more popular podcast just with the way the podcast listening audience is. It's a lot of angry young men. But don't worry. Your secret's safe with me.
I appreciate you deleting all those rants that from when I was young and stupid.
You've always sounded normal, balanced, cool, like you fuck. Like, you are a good guy to the listener. We know different.
That's what I want to come across as. I want the listeners to hear my voice and think that's a guy that fucks.
That guy.
And no one thinks that, buddy.
No, you don't know that. You don't know that. Adam cut out all
Alex,
my
with your raspy voice, you kind of sound like you fuck. I gotta say.
No.
Thanks. You know what's fucked? My vocal cords.
I don't know if I sound like I fuck, to be honest.
You definitely don't sound like you fuck.
Excuse you.
You don't.
What if I did this?
You don't have a fuckable voice. Hey. I'm turned on, so I guess.
All right, let's talk about the classic barometer. It's our scale from 1 to 10 on which we rate Ray's performance as a husband, brother, son, father, Holy Spirit.
Thank you.
With 10 being the great dads of sitcom history, Danny Tanner, Uncle Phil, Carl Winslow, and 1 being the bad men of television history, Walter White, Don Draper, men who actively harm their families. Mike, BJ, where is Ray coming in for you this episode?
He's coming in low-ish for me, because he's selling his family out at the beginning of the episode. He turns it around because he wants to make his dad happy. I think that's a good thing. I guess, he's being a bad family man, but he doesn't do that much harm. He's just kind of disappointing. A 4 feels high, but fuck it. We'll go with the 4.
Okay. Alex.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same ballpark. I kind of see where Ray's coming from here. I understand why he's upset with Frank, but he didn't have a sound argument to begin with. I think I think he was fighting the wrong battle. I understand the idea of not wanting to go to church, but also he did not present how he felt in a sensible way. I don't think a 4 is perfect. I think more like a 4.5, because I understand where he's coming from. I feel like he just had poor communication skills as usual.
Yeah, I think it's hard to give him a positive score considering he never really takes a stand until the very end. It's hard to judge him in the absence of something until he's challenged on it. So status quo, he doesn't go to church and Deborah does, and she has to wrangle the kids, and he just walks around in his robe eating cereal. When challenged on that, he doesn't rise to that immediately and then ends up doing it sort of wrong, I guess, not with full buy-in. So separated from the issue of church, if he is asked to do something to support his family and doesn't immediately and then ends up doing it begrudgingly, it seems difficult to tip him into positive territory. And then when you add him, church-splaining to Frank, very self-righteously, I want to knock him for that. I don't know if, and this might be my bias against, religion. God is dead.
God's not dead.
We'll talk about that later. I'm going to give him a 5 because I feel truly neutral on this. He ends up doing it. He's Ray about it, but he ends up doing it, and him not doing it wasn't so bad that I feel he hurt anyone, really. I'm going to go 5. So we got 5, 4.5, and 4. Where are we landing, Mike?
That will put us at a big old regular 4.5.
All right, 4.5. Any numerology around that from a Christian perspective? Was Jesus was 45 when he went up on the cross, right?
Nope, 33.
I think he was 45. I think he was separated from his wife, and he had like a teenage son that he
never had a kid.
Just can't connect with really. But he did sell the family minivan so that he could buy like a 2-seater like Mazda. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was going through a bit of a midlife crisis, is what I'm getting at. Yeah. So that's really meaningful. Sounds right to me, but we'll find out next time how Ray does in season 4, episode 15. Last thing, though, guys, I think we want to, this is a very weighty, religious kind of, I'm sure it left a lot of people then and now introspective on their life, thinking about, their place in the universe. And I wondered maybe you guys have, a favorite passage from the Bible, the Quran, the Torah, favorite Zen koan, like, is there anything that you want to leave the listener with this week to really inspire them and maybe ground them a little bit in their metaphysical role in the world, in the universe? And guys, we'll just use whichever one is sort of more resonant and fits better, and we think the listener will respond to better. And Alex, I know it's been a tough couple of weeks for you. I'm sorry I've cut all of your responses to this question out, but I think I have a feeling that you're going to nail this one. But Mike, is there anything that you want to share with the listener?
Yeah, so the thing that comes to me is actually a great passage from St. Paul's letter to the Corinthians specifically. It's talking about the need for us to recognize that while we are of this world, we should be leaning towards something else. And he says, I'm going from memory here, so I might be getting this a little off. I want to make that clear, but I'm getting the gist.
Mm-hmm.
He says, brothers and sisters, while you are of the flesh, you were not made for the flesh. But because you are of the flesh, you need your own sustenance, a fleshy sustenance. That sustenance comes to you in the form of the Barone Zonus.
Is this still part of the quote?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Go. Sorry, go on.
Yeah. The sustenance comes to us in the form of the Barone Zonus, which, when using the link in the description, you can pay a one-time fee of literally anything you like to get a lifetime access to the Barone Boys, an extra episode a month, scruples galore, and many other adventures. Sign up at the link in the description. And I thought that was beautiful, so I just felt the need to
That is beautiful.
share.
I like that he says sign up at the link in the description twice, but never gives, and this is God's mystery, isn't it? He never gives the link, but thankfully, biblical scholars have found the link, and I
sussed it out.
I believe, I read this in the Catholic Times. This is postfund.org/donate, right, to get the Barone Zonus? Right.
That's the one.
Yeah.
That's the one.
I'm not a Catholic. I'm not a believer, but this has pushed me from atheism to agnosticism. I gotta be honest.
Hey, he moves the needle.
He, capital H, moves the needle. Alex, what do you got this week? Anything that you want to share with the listener?
Sure. A quote from faithnotfear.org about not being afraid. Be strong, courageous. Do not be afraid or terrified because of them, for the Lord your God goes with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you.
I gotta
really
be honest,
does
that
what it
sucks.
says on the tin, doesn't it? Faith, not fear.
A little bit.
Be not
a little
afraid.
bit. Pretty straightforward, if you ask me. I'm not in love with that one.
I don't know, Alex. Mike was quoting from the Bible, which is kind of like more, that kind of packs a punch, whereas I think it's great that it's a .org, that they're like a 501c3 or whatever a church is. Like, I think that's great. But the Word of God. The Word of God, Alex. What was that quote attributed to anyone? Not God, surely.
Faithnotfear.org.
Just the website? Well, at least they put the link in the description, like St. Paul told us to. Well, I think we're going to go with Mike's this week.
Yeah, baby!
Yeah. Sorry,
undefeated.
Alex. But next time, maybe just go to
of course, keep going.
I know you have that bookmarked on your browser, you've got that monastery that you've been thinking about visiting. Why don't you go there, study the manuscript, look at those little drawings of like a monk riding a snail with a giant penis, and maybe that'll inspire you to really
that's a good one. Connect
with the listener.
Absolutely.
To be clear, I mean, the monk has a giant penis. The snail does not. Snails don't really have. So
anyway.
That's it for us this week. Thank you all for listening, and check out postfund.org/donate. And until next time, I think there's only one last thing to say. Our classic sign off: everybody
loves
Raymond,
and we love you.